Leah also asked me to talk briefly about alternative technical concepts. This is one part that we didn't get right back in 2002. My fault. The skeptical Fed in me says, how are the states ever going to manage a process where people are bidding apples and oranges for the same thing? How are they going to receive alternative technical concepts and have bidders proposing on one option, which is an apple, and somebody else proposing on an orange, and then awarding contracts in a fair and transparent manner? So we required that all the proposers submit a proposal based on the base bid, but time proved us wrong. Maryland, Texas, California all came in with their SCP 14 plans and follow-up evaluations, and they said, we're managing this in a transparent manner, it's fair, and our industry feels it's fair the way we're implementing it. So with that, we went through another rulemaking in 2014, and we allowed ATCs to be used on design build as long as the owner provided some means of accepting an equal or better solution and assuring that it did not conflict with agreed upon criteria in the environmental or NEPA process. And as long as the RFP clearly described the requirements for the ATC, the procedures for confidential meetings, and the methods used to evaluate ATCs, then Federal Highways was okay with the use of ATCs even in the proposal process. So nationally, I think this has been one of the success stories of design build. This data is a little bit old, but it's from the state of Washington, showing their summary of ATCs used on these 10 projects. The first column after the project name, it shows the number of ATCs submitted for these projects. And Leah, if I were sitting in your chair, I would be scared if I saw these numbers. I mean, you look at these, they were large projects, $400 million projects, but just the fact that the contracting agency is receiving 78 ATCs, probably from the 4 or 5 firms that they shortlisted, and you've got to go through a methodical analysis with your teams to look at these are equal or better solutions than what was in the RFP, and then respond to the industry on whether they are or not. That's scary when you think about the work that the agency has in the proposal process. And of course, from the industry side, they're putting a lot of time into these ATCs. This could be their ticket to winning the project. So they're trying to prove that they're the best value firm and the reason that the owner should select them over their competitors, not only from a price standpoint, but from an engineering or traffic solutions viewpoint. So TDOT is using ATCs, is that right, Leo? And certainly there's an administrative cost that comes along with reviewing and using these. But this is just a summary from one state of what can happen. Some states, Jeff will get into it tomorrow, have limited the number of ATCs that proposers can submit. But if there's no limit, it can be daunting for the contracting agency.